It wasn't a rant, Alpaca. I was making fun of you. You're the French alpaca. It can't be a rant. If I do a long rant about a person I'm in the presence of, that's just me trash talking them. That's not a rant. Let me tell you about Alpaca. What a bastard. Like, what are you wanting me to do? Roast me, daddy? Oh my God. So, you know, a lot of people, they blame the presence or absence of a god on evil, but really it's just all Alpaca. Satan is Alpaca. Everyone's like, oh, the Antichrist is gonna come. No, he's just gonna be, you know, made as a French alpaca. And he just goes around, and when you go to the petting zoo, it goes to your ear and it whispers in your ear, burn your family. And then, you know, bad things happen. It's always those alpacas. All I'm saying is alpaca wool socks are cozy. Yeah, you know why they make you cozy? Because they're warm from the pits of hell. No, I don't actually have anything to say about alpacas. Wait, why aren't you in RNG's Discord, or are you incognito? I left, similar to inbred. So yeah, to be fair, because I'm evil. So a couple things. One, my neck. Two, fucking, my Discord needs work. I recognize this. Everything's waiting till after school. I cannot multitask. I am awful at multitasking. I had sent missive, we'll say, to Formal Blizzard if he had any tips based around how his Discord essentially looks amazing, especially compared to mine. And I've gotten some word back. I've been unable to act upon it because I multitask like shit. So there is that. I can't even joke about trying to hold someone to a standard of why aren't you in my Discord? Because my Discord's garbage right now. I've got to fix it. I've definitely got to fix up my Discord. Number 3, little known fact, the Grinch, actually an alpaca. Hey, you didn't know that. That's why the dog trusted him. Everyone knows that one alpaca a year is designated as the Grinch, and it has to go around behind Santa Claus stealing all the little kids' toys. And that's why reindeer and alpacas don't get along. I am always somewhat on Twitch. But yeah, no, right now, just off of like rough ideas I have, I'm probably going to tear down the 3 channels for weeb things. And I don't just mean like the weeb hole. Not talking about that. I'm talking about like, maybe I've already torn them down. I don't even know. There are 3 channels that are made to, I think, collect Pokemon and or waifus or something. I remember that being an idea I did on the Discord before. I really have no clue what the hell I was thinking when I did that. I don't think that went anywhere for anybody. And the percentage of you guys that are actually weebs, let's take the viewers, the percentage that are weebs, the percentage of the weebs that will go to Discord, the percentage of those weebs that will go to my Discord, the percentage of those weebs who will go to my Discord and then interact with a random bot on one of my channels is so infinitesimally small as to kind of just be in the way. And that's just like one of the things I need to fix. I'm not saying that it's not a thing that can't be in there at some later point, but right now I forget what half of my own channels do. I'll remember after the fact that one of you guys told me something or made a comment about a game or something like that in one of the channels, and I'll generally go between 4 different channels trying to figure out where the comment was. If I can't remember or one of you guys told me about something in my Discord, there's something wrong with my Discord. The Discord needs to be fixed. I am not in the main. I'm not a weeb. I'm a boomer alpaca. Need a channel in your Discord to stream to for shiggles. Not that I guarantee that I will. See, like, what does that mean? Serious question. Like, I can read numbers and do the programming and shit for Twitch and all these all day. And then someone says, I need a channel in your Discord to stream to for shiggles. And I genuinely don't know what that means. Like, I'm assuming perhaps maybe you're joking, but can you make a dedicated channel in Discord for people to stream to? There is streaming to Discord. What is that? Is that voice channel? Oh, you're just talking about a voice channel? I was about to say, I know we did the season of watching anime. I know we had that season before, 2 semesters ago, where we watched the cooking anime together. That was definitely a cooking show, and anyone and everyone who says otherwise is wrong. The fact that they don't cook in it doesn't mean it's not a cooking show. And they had, I think, did they have an alpaca or a llama in that show? I forget what the female was in that show, if she was an alpaca or if she was a llama. That show was amazing. It's the greatest show ever. I like how that show ended too by finally having a plot. Finally, they had a legit show plot, and they're like, oh, that's the end of the season. Good luck. What the fuck? You can program, but where's your programmer socks? What? Why would I need programmer socks? Yeah, the dwarfing command is one I did. I've updated a few times on stream. The sub and follow alerts, not the sub alert. The sub alert, but not the gifted sub alert. The you did a sub alert and the follow alerts are ones that I did again on stream. Like I do have creative flares. I just cannot have creative flares when I'm literally doing anything else. Like I need like a 48-hour window of not doing other things to do shit like that. My brain cannot handle it. I'm a wee, but I don't check Discord very often. Yeah, you just have a lesser lockdown voice channel for general use. It should be default able to be streamed to. She was an apple eater. I remember that. All alpacas are llamas, but not all llamas are alpacas. Horse, of course, of course. I just made that up. I mean, that makes sense. They're 2 different animals. Unless they're horses. I forget what her name was. I want to say she was a llama, because I feel like they made a joke using the L sound from llama, because they always say it weird. They say it with an accent. So I feel like she was a llama, because I suspect her name was some joke off of llama. Why am I slightly hot? Why is my AC not clicking? Because I have the door mostly shut, and outside my door it is like 65 degrees, while in here it is like 70, which by the way is boiling. Anyone who lives up north will agree with me. And if Formal Blizzard shows up and disagrees with me, we'll have to fight him. Camelid be learned. They're all in the Camelidae family.
Oh, I can't figure it out.
The broker has been possessed.
I need you.
my artifact, so that I may leave again.
Just claim the workshop.
Oh, I found a thing to freak out people in Phasmophobia. Don't do anything to give them the idea that I have a Go XLR or anything like that. And then in the dark, sneak up to them with the light off so they know I'm there. And then randomly go, the best thing though is you do this when they're messing with that stupid radio, 1, and 2, you do it in the beta branch when you're in prison map, because everyone's like, oh, I didn't know that they put that in the beta. Scares the crap out of them. It's the funniest damn shit. I get pleasure scaring people. Does that make me a bad person? All right, and then back down below where we're working on the steel, still working on steel bars. I made, I want to say 10. So we're gonna do another 10 mail shirts. Just so everyone can have mail shirts. Is the vampire possessed? No, the vampire was Sandhill's Bell, and this is an unnamed dwarf who's claimed a Leatherworks. Leatherworks is over here somewhere. I believe the guy is moving. Or was the Leatherworks way over here? I don't know what this man claimed. Where the fuck's the Leatherworks? What did he claim? Oh, is it down here? Okay, so he's moving. He's not there right now. He's moving at least. 70 is great for Seattle. Is the vampire possessed? I like this dude. I did ask Padinsky if he'd ever played Phasmo with you. Who is Padinsky? I do not think I know Padinsky. Do I know Padinsky? I know Bubkiss. I'm not sure I know Padinsky. But I do know she's my queen. Seriously, they messed up the ending of Game of Thrones. That was such an awful season. I have no clue how those two morons have any jobs, and I hope no one ever employs them again, and I want them to go bankrupt to be homeless. Another Dwarf Fortress streamer. Gotcha. Is he midweek? Game of Thrones ending was ass. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's just a show. No, no, no. To be clear, it's not what they did with the show. If someone did bad on a show, I would not even... Wow, the hate in that message. Let me explain myself. Bear with me. It is not that it was bad. That I would be like, wow, they're incompetent. That is what I would be like. The seasons leading up to the last season. Wow, they're incompetent. As soon as they didn't have direct notes from RR, the quality went down. However, the last season, they wanted to get over as fast as possible so that they could go do Star Wars. They knew what they were doing. They knew that they had set up something that a bunch of fans were liking, tons of viewership. It was bringing and not just like entertaining people, but it's also bringing a bunch of attention to George R.R.'s books. Like there's a lot of people on all sides that are all being assisted either via entertainment, outreach about your books, so on and so forth. There's a lot of things riding on you doing good. And they purposefully and intentionally botched it. They were given every opportunity, and they were basically almost told by HBO, hey, We'll give you more episodes. We are like, think about this. This is like one of the few times, if any, I've ever heard of a TV or any company going, we're going to give you more time and money. We're like, do as many episodes as you want. Do the story correctly. Literally everyone was telling these goobers to just do it correctly. Nothing was hamstringing them. And they both purposely screwed it so they could be over and done with as fast as possible so they could leave and try to bounce to Star Wars. That right there, that is what I'm referencing. That it tells me that they give no fucks, that they have no artistic integrity. They give no fucks about anything they are doing. They just want to bounce from any project as fast as possible if they hear anything about more prestige doing something else. That is what I am talking about. If that is the kind of director or whatever you are, never touch anything I ever watch again, because I have no faith you won't purposely fuck it up to just leave and go do something else. There was no dedication there. And I cannot fathom having faith in someone with so little dedication as to fuck it up like they did on purpose. No. Being bad, that's one thing. Again, the seasons leading up to the last season, I do not hold against them. The quality was definitely worse. It shows that they weren't as good as people were thinking. A lot of it was because of George R.R.'s groundwork. That last season that they purposely fucking slam dunked and spit in everyone's faces, no fucking respect was shown to George R.R. No respect was shown to the medium. No respect was shown to the fucking company who was giving them the money. No respect was shown to the fucking viewers. So they have no respect for anyone. I have no respect for them. I'm sorry, but no. Fuck them. There's not a lot of things. There is not a lot of things. I will routinely just go with they're incompetent. I will make fun of it, but I will not aggressively hold it against you. That was an active intent. They did what they wanted to do. That last season was not incompetence. That is what they intended to do. That I cannot stand. The dude began a mysterious construction. Yay on him. Also, just hearing last season, I know what you're talking about. It's also saw right when we do a Deus Ex where you end like that. At least they couldn't make Star Wars any worse. Oh God, they did. You mean you're in disdain about them pulling typical American company stupidity? What was great about Game of Thrones is that there's no plot armor. The last two seasons shows crazy plot armor for short-term quarter profit instead of being respectable. That's some strong talk from someone who gave up on Triforce base. It wasn't working. There's a difference between not working well, and then there's a difference of, well, I know we're doing Triforce base. However, and hear me out here. What if I just went to every dwarf and killed them? What if I just went to every dwarf and typed in a die command? Like, there's a difference. He did try twice. He gave up on both. Must try force him to do it again. It was worse than selling out. It was worse than incompetent. Yeah, exactly. Like, no. And you have a point. I do get angry at companies when they do similar things. But there is one slight difference. Not defending the companies, but there is one degree of fuckitude and hate that they can get that a company can't. Companies giving you a service or a product. They, as directors, they're essentially bringing a fantasy to life. They are bringing an interesting story to a new medium. You fuck up a product, you have fucked up that product. You fuck up bringing a medium to a new light, you've tainted both the medium and that product. If they were to redo right now from fucking scratch, let's say HBO did it again, no one's going to have faith now in the Song of Ice and Fire. No one's going to have faith in the books, because now people who read the books have to tell people who watch the show, no. The book is different. The book is more involved. They miss a lot of things. It doesn't end the same way. Please read it. You've poisoned the well. That like there's an entire thing that as directors and someone working with art, I don't know, working in entertainment, working in fantasy, I don't know what the proper term is, that just isn't there. It's not, it's incapable of being fucked up in a company because the company doesn't do it. For instance, as close as I can get, Fox and Firefly. Firefly was essentially canceled because one of their executives wanted to get in one of the actresses' pants by getting her onto a different show. That wasn't Whedon. Wedding? You know who I'm talking about. That wasn't him. The company just has a product. That dude's still an ass. Don't get me wrong. The dude who did that is still a complete ass, but he's not the one sitting there making it so that Firefly has a sour taste. Everyone goes, oh, the company screwed up this, but this is still good. When it's inside the show itself, or the book, or the game, when it's inside, needs to be something besides the word art. I feel like I'm second grader saying the same word over and over again. You can taint that for future entertainment, which makes it really obnoxious. Exactly. Like if you're gonna, like, I think what it was is I think they were under contract, so they didn't want to get in trouble or try to force their way out of the contracts. So like, well, we can't leave our contracts, so we're gonna ruin this for everyone else. Which is like, what's wrong with you? One of the 5 pillars of philosophy is aesthetics, and you're doing it right now. Well, good, I think. Whedon, which Star Wars is this? Just stay in bed for a few more hours. No good sleep in like 8 days. Coca, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Seriously, just take what you're doing. Put me on mute or lower the volume. Lower me so much that maybe I actually sound like an ASMR, and then go to sleep. I have seen the episode 9 yet. Heard it makes Phantom Menace look good. So there's a disagreement. Hold on. Raul Kivish Basin, the broker, has created Igor Kirar Zareth Vakad, a bulky dog leather shoe she claims as an heirloom in the name of her family ancestor. Igor Kikir Zareth Vakad, River Cell, the Desert of Glazes, a bulky dog leather shoe, worth 46,560 dwarf bucks. This is a bulky dog leather shoe. All craft storemanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with cushioned diorite cabicons and rectangular gabbro cabicons. Encrusted with cushion. Gotcha. And encircled with bands of horse leather, round diorite cabicons, horse bone, and llama bone. The object menaces with spikes of dog leather, steel, and diorite. Ah, can you imagine getting kicked by that? That would hurt. So I have, we'll say, disagreements. There are people out there who will go nameless, but of which I personally know, who think Star Wars, including up to episode 9, were good. There is apparently a fan base who is entertained by the plot individually. So I've had to think about this. I've had to genuinely think, how is it possible for someone to be entertained by this? And I think I've come up with it. I think what the issue is lore permanence. Straight up, I think the issue is lore permanence. I think we've gotten to a point now in society that there is a difference between generations and between cultures, where some people, like a subset of suspension of disbelief, where there is a subset of people who take every video or every story at face value. There is no such thing as a intellectual property. There is no such thing as a story arc. This story by itself, in a vacuum, entertaining. If you ignore every rule that every other story set for it, by itself, it could be an entertaining thing. If it was like the first thing you saw of Star Wars, sure, it could be entertaining. But there's an ever increasing amount of people who have lore permanence, where they saw a story that they were entertained by, so they want to see more of that story. Because they want to see more of that story, then whatever was previously set as true in a previous story set in the same world must be followed. If someone is going to watch story A, they're not going to be entertained by story B, especially if you call story B story A. So, like, in my opinion, this is a thing. There's a group of people who will hear story A and just know it has shiny, it has spaceships, it has laser guns, these are good stories, and will absolutely forget everything else related to the story. It like doesn't seem to carry over into their viewership of the next story. So there are people that find episode 9 to be entertaining. This is the only thing that I've been able to wrap my mind around to explain why, is that they just don't care about the old plots. The story doesn't matter. Haven't seen it. Where do I find it? Find what? I'm sorry. It's so bad it's funny, but it's not the same as being a good movie. Or maybe I need to get off my lawn. I don't know. Wait, hold on. No, oddly enough, oh wait, hold on. Good for bits. Fortnite night, so I'm waiting for the other streamer to pop up. Shouldn't get into contact with they. Yeah, they should not. That's what I'm saying. They should not get a contract after what they did to Game of Thrones, because they screwed over HBO doing that too. Like that is, as a side thing, that was like, that's kind of my reasoning behind I don't want to see them ever get a job again, and I have no clue how they get a job. If I was a company exec, I would not trust them. Not after what they did to HBO. In, say, the intelligence agency, perhaps you wouldn't trust a double agent. An agent that was working for you, but your enemy thought was working for them. But not as much as a regular agent. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that they're already duplicitous. How do you trust that they're not duplicitous against you? There's no trust there anymore. So on and so forth for joke triple agents and Revolver Ocelot and shit. Like, how the hell do you trust them anymore? I don't know how anyone trusts those two. You know that you cannot hold them to a contract. You can't. They'll literally follow your contract to the letter and screw you over. It's like doing a deal with the devil. You know they're going to screw you over, or if given the opportunity, they'll screw you over. Not necessarily they're beholden to screw you over. So I don't know why anyone would trust those two. Coffee, good for a bit. Like people saying Kingdom Hearts 3 is good. Just made a Converse. I've seen episode 9. Who made a Converse? All-Star Cabicons. Oh, gotcha. I see what you're saying. The shoe. Mandalorian is pretty darn good. So yeah, Mandalorian's pretty darn good. And what have people said about Mandalorian, particularly like when it first came out? Oh, this is saving Star Wars. That is what people said. They're like, oh, look at this. Don't worry, this one's actually good. This one's saving Star Wars. It kind of got a bit of a negative flack, not the show, but Kathleen Kennedy, when in an interview, she was talking as if Mandalorian was thanks to her, like it was her pet project and she had saved Star Wars, even though everyone knows that she's just a toxin that's slowly poisoning the well. I don't know why. I don't know why she's there. With her, at least, maybe it's incompetence. It could be argued that somehow she has an idea and she thinks she's doing good. It's not necessarily trying to directly poison Star Wars. So I don't actually wish ill on her in terms of employment or anything like that. I wish she would stop touching Star Wars, but I believe that she thinks she's doing good. Some of the people that do shit like this seem to get it in their head that they refuse to listen to people. So maybe she thinks she's doing good. The people behind Game of Thrones, they knew. They knew what they were doing. They can't be trusted. Most people that love Star Wars Episode 9 probably started watching Star Wars around 2010. No. Some of the people I'm talking about started watching Star Wars when it first aired. Like I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying I think older generations of people like maybe enjoyed it, and or younger generations without attention spans. Like it doesn't, like it's not an actual generational thing. That's what I said, cultural possibly, that there's just some people who if you try to point out, hey, this can't happen in the story, their reply is just going to be, well, it's a movie. Like, well, it doesn't have to make sense. It's a movie. And that hasn't been, quite frankly, that hasn't been true in forever. Like, I stand by the idea that is a nonsense statement. A movie or a book or anything doesn't have to agree with the rules of reality as we've said it. That's fine. But they have to agree with their own rules. The warping, the faster than light travel in Star Wars Episode 9 is bad. It was bad compared to the original Star Wars, but 8 had already screwed that up. But 9 made it so bad that they even made their rules not make sense for Episode 8. As an instance, I've ranted about that one long before. I'm not getting into that particular hole right now, but it doesn't follow the rules previously set in their lore. That's why I was calling it lore permanence. There just appears to be people who don't care about the story they're watching. The story can be wrong and it kind of doesn't matter somehow. As long as the story itself makes sense within itself, it'll be entertaining to them. There's no long-term lore to these people. You don't need to connect to the story or anything. Each one, yeah. If you take Star Wars Episode 9 and scrub any idea of who these people are, it's an interesting movie. It is. It's got spaceships battling. You got things happening. It's an interesting movie. You got the big epic moment. Cool. As soon as you start trying to apply Star Wars lore to it, it's bad. It just is. If you apply proper lore to it, then Rey is a Sith. She is one of the most evil Sith in the entire fucking movie series. Nobody holds a candle to how evil she is. That's just fact. She is one of the most evil characters in the show or in the movies. But the movies set it up as if, oh, well, she's just klutzy's the wrong word. She just makes bad decisions. Oh, she just makes bad decisions. That would be true. That would be an acceptable thing in other stories. That would be acceptable in other stories. It does not. It is not acceptable for someone who is supposed to be a Force user. It just isn't. That's not a thing. The Force bends to your will, which means it bends to your intent. So you're not just, oh, I make bad decisions if you do what she did. She's half intending it to happen. Like, I'm not going to get into whether or not she's a Mary Sue or anything like that. Just if you don't understand, if you don't follow, if you're not directly following what the Force does, yeah. Yep, she makes bad decisions. She's a flawed character. If you apply Star Wars logic, she is one of the most evil Sith in the movie. And the next movie that involves her needs to have her killing thousands of planets for it to make any sense. She is a horrible Sith. But like I said, if you take out what the Force is, then yeah, sure. She just seems like a naive person with a large amount of power. Okay. We're just not going to consider how easy it is to follow the dark side. We're not going to consider any of that. Can you start picture, if you will, a moving picture, but Delvery dost thou speaketh. Haven't seen 9 yet. 8 didn't make sense. 9's not gonna help, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not doing any details, and if you're trying to even make a reference that by implying the movie's bad, I'm spoiling anything. Sorry, not sorry. It's been long enough from 9, and everyone and their uncle has addressed this topic some way, shape, or form. Even to such a degree that there were people that were just hopping on the bandwagon of, oh, it's bad because it's bad. There are a lot of things wrong with it. There are a lot of things wrong with it, and it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Yeah, it is a movie, but it's also a movie in a series of movies with storyline and rules, like taking Yuri Anjay in here. Yeah, but that's exactly my point. Like, I guess that concept doesn't apply to some people. Like, if you just say that concept to them, they're just like, yeah, but it's a movie. Like, the idea that they're having to follow a fantasy supersedes the idea that there can, in fact, be rules to that movie. Don't you agree that the limitations of graphics at the time Star Wars started makes the new ones more interesting? Don't you agree that the limitations of graphics at the time Star Wars started makes new ones more interesting? I think what you're trying to say is, do I not agree that the new Star Wars movies are better because they look nicer? I mean, yeah, but no. I get what you're saying. You know, with the graphics and stuff, it makes a lot of things great. However, and I'm not going to say what happens, just no one spaz on me. The graphics of certain things in The Mandalorian looking good or bad is enhanced by how they looked before. It's recognizable, but good or bad. Like it can look so good you can see how bad something actually is, if that makes sense. So yeah, graphics can help, but no, like that's not end all be all. The way things look does not trump everything else. Wow, you really are an old koala. Yes, it is a movie. It's also in a series. What about Jar Jar? She's a drug, heroin. It's all just a bad trip. Jar Jar was just a bad decision. How was the lie maker dehydrated, I wonder? Jar Jar was just a bad decision. He was trying to reach kids. That's really what that is. If you take Jar Jar as a comedic relief character intended for kids, you immediately do the same thing you just do with anything involving kids. You're like, oh, yeah, that's nice. Put it on the fridge, I guess. That's cool. You like it. It shouldn't hold too much position. Saw life-size statue Jar Jar in a Poke restaurant. It just made more sense for her to go to Sith and Kyle to move back to the light. As far as I know, it's still there. I don't mind Adam Driver's Kylo. Never been inside, but I could see it from the road. However, Gray Jedi for the win. But yeah, but again, they didn't even like, I think they knew the concept of Gray Jedi. So I think that's what they were trying to go with. But they didn't even. They didn't. In order for that to, like, that is a narrow path. Gray Jedi should be harder to achieve than Jedi and Sith, which means it's something you should need to strive for. And they didn't even make an implication that it was anything. Like, they just made the implication of, well, if this is what we're doing, or if this is the lore you're going to read into this, then this is just a natural way of things. And that's entirely not true at all. That's like the difference between a Grey Knight Paladin and a Druid. A Druid is going by the way nature works. A Grey Knight Paladin is the one that's towing the line very carefully. They are not the same thing. Jar Jar's my favorite Sith Lord. Even George was too much of a pussy to make it so. Shame was they could have been good with better writers. Yeah, exactly. My favorite Jedi is Bindu Ver. It'll come out on May 4th on Disney. I don't know how billion-dollar corporations let the core franchise trilogy not even have a coherent story. It's not even that. It's I'm wondering how they continue to let it not have a coherent story. Or they continued. Could I just blow your mind and say just one thing? I watched only one Star Wars movie and I hated it. I was a kid and I watched episode 1. Well, I mean, okay. Episode 1 was a bit off. Everyone agreed it was a bit off. Even the trilogy didn't stand on its own, ignoring the greater canon. I loved episode 1 as a kid. Episode 1, kid, how old are you? 17? 32. Do you mean episode 7? Or when did 1 come out? No, because 7 would have been in the 70s. You need to be like 50. So yeah, I guess you mean episode 1. Yeah, episode 1 was a bit off. Jar Jar was a Sith Lord. This is my truth. We're watching Dwarf Fortress talking about graphics. R2-D2 knew everything the entire time. Great Jedis are in KOTORs. All Paladins are bastards. They weren't interested in following through with any bold story decisions. Self-righteous fucks. All Paladins are bastards. Phantom Mintus 1999. Yeah. Hold on. What happens when they hit 7s? They can't possibly pressurize. So it'll only ever be 4s and 6s. So I did it. I was right. You're never going to get a 7 there because an entire 7 block won't go. It'll only divide. And as it's not a 7, it won't overflow. Because what that is that is a horizontal calculation. A horizontal calculation must leave at least a 1 depth behind. The fact of the matter is that 1 depth is immediately filled up by pressure. Does not matter. It will only ever be as deep as a 6, which means no overflow situations. As long as we have someone to pump it, we have a permanent waterfall. I'm going to try to fix this though by seeing if I can get in a water wheel. Water wheel cannot work directly on a brook, can it? Doesn't matter. The whole thing fucking pressured up to 7 anyways. Need to find another way to drain water so that I can have a water wheel running and also have this running 24/7. That works. I like that. I was 10 checks out, get off my lawn. This is around the time I went to cinema to watch films. I just hate cinema. I remember the Lions, the episode 1 was before reserved seating was thing. No, got removed the floor. Cinema hated you the whole time. I think the cinema is evil. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, the way that story comes down, she's Sith. She just is. There's no other way to take it. She's just Sith. Even if she doesn't intend to be, there are many Sith who have become Sith without intention to do so. It's not completely unheard of. And episode 9 made no sense. What were we talking about before this? What were we talking about before you guys got me stuck on Star Wars? We were talking about sensible things. I know we were. Another time they would have made her Sith and Kylo flipped the good. Jedi kidnaps kids. Always said Jedi and Sith had no say in the matter. Frogs. We were talking frogs. No, the kidnap kids thing, I admit, is sketchy. I think that one was just done without fully thinking of the ramifications of how the story was going to be done in the long run. Kind of like how everyone in Hogwarts should be pregnant because I'm forgetting her name right now. She didn't think that they would have sex ed, basically. So she didn't think about the fact that she was writing stories where teenage kids constantly have adventures all the time with no adult supervision, practically 24/7, and there's nothing to explain anything to them. Like that one, I'm just going to attribute that to they didn't think through the consequences. The original writer did in this case. Whereas once a rule is set down, you shouldn't go against the rule. It's not like at one point there, for that particular example, it's not like at one point she was like, oh yeah, no, they can't get pregnant except by ritual. And then later on go like, oh, BT dubs, they all get pregnant all the time. Like they didn't go back on their rule. They just didn't think through the rule. J.K. Rowling, thank you. They have a spell, fetus deletist. Jesus Christ. Boots and cats and the greatest beatbox phrase. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. There's probably better words. You're just doing, I know there's a term for it. You're just doing, what is the term? A plosive. You're doing a plosive and a glottal. No, glottals back here. No, that is over here. Is that a glottal? You're just doing plosives and glottals. I'm willing to bet that there's a foreign word that is way better for what that's trying to do than anything else. Build machine. Aha. Water wheel. Or I could just do windmills, actually. You know what? Screw what I was about to do. I never do windmills. I say they're bad, and they are, but but I never do them. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to tear down this tree, and I'm going to do windmills to power this instead of water wheels. So I'm always doing water wheels. Let's do windmills. Windmills won't work if it doesn't freeze. Wait, what? Is this another reason for me to never use windmills? What do you mean if it doesn't freeze, windmills won't work? I'm about to hate more on windmills. Are you sure? I was never aware of this freezing requirement. Third time I saw the outside attribute, the power or for windmill, it's center tile, which means you could actually completely enclose it. Good to know. Power produced by each windmill can be 40, 20, or really 0 depending on how much wind there's in your map. Wind is fixed, is not varying anymore, not with the seasons or by changing location or elevation. If a windmill built in solid ground is not generating power, you simply don't have enough wind on your map and will never be able to use windmills. So really the question is, I need to build a windmill and see how much wind is on the map. Actual machine, when building a windmill on top of an existing axle or something, you might get a no access even though it's community center. So it was as soon as possible. Synchronization can be synchronized. And collapsing water wheels does not cause a cave-in, and the center tile of the water wheel causes tiles below it to be indoors. Building a series of hanging gear assemblies, actual water wheels connected to a single purported gear assembly. You can deconstruct a supported gear assembly to allow the windmills to start simultaneously. Well, I'm not trying to actually synchronize them. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Are you sure? I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna build a windmill. Build machine windmill. From what I just read, that should not be necessary. Temperature, elevation, whatever on an individual map. It just either has 40 power, 20 power, or no power. Make a dwarf lick his finger and stick it up. See which direction the air is flowing. Now the real question is, do we still have an architect? Oh, yeah, every hauler is an architect. Dumb question. Ask a dumb question, get a dumb answer. Wish I could like prioritize this. Build this now. Is someone working on constructing this building? Where are these thrones and tables? Ah, I see. I need 5 tables and 4 thrones. JMQ. Throne, rock, 5, Q, table, rock, 5. Never did figure out where to build those statues. Was my dwarf demoted? I thought I got a noble title a few streams ago. You're a militia commander? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referencing. Define noble title. Well, you might have been elected mayor, but since then, 1, we've probably had other elections. So whoever has a higher skill is going to win that one. But 2, we're also just a barony anyway. So the baron just is Sandhill's Bell. Yeah, you're right. There's no power here. weird. So you need it to freeze for them to have power? Do a recount, Coca-Cola 188. Stop it. Stop it. All right, we'll have to do the water meal thing. Of course it's the elves. It's always the elves. Why wouldn't it be the elves? Hold on, I want to see something. Doodly doodly doo. Right. How close is our wall? Actually, really close. All right, I'm assuming in the meantime we've built the steel. It's not bauxite, it's diorite. I'm assuming in the meantime we have built the 10 extra steel chain shirts. So for the melee gentleman, we'll have to see how well that's working. Military, the axes of requiring. Metal armor, says they have metal armor. All right, we need metal headwear. Steel cap? No. Is there a helmet? Steel helm. 10. Here we go. So that's going. I've done most of all of our requests thus far. I see Dictator Bob Kaer is in stream. Welcome to the stream, Dictator. Don't know if you're still here. I'll get around to your push-ups in about 11 minutes. And I'm gonna have to just put those statues somewhere. I'm gonna put them here since I was never really told what to do with them. Statue of a... That didn't work. Building a statue of a table. Next to it, a statue of a throne. There we go. I'm marking those two as complete. I am evil, not the elves. I speak for the elves, indeed, indeed. Let me think. We're gonna need more diorite blocks. Is there a mason closer to the stone? Also, has our clothes guy been doing this? No, they haven't. Dress, vest, robe, cloak, trousers, cap, glove, sock, shoe. Get to weaving. Do it. Do it. Now, where are we holding the stone? I ask because I saw a dwarf carrying a stone all the way up.
I can't do it.
Which seemed incorrect to me. What is dangerous terrain? Oh, he went through a 7 out of 7. I suppose that's what I get for making that be the high area now. Because they're going to constantly walk through it like the worst time. He's going to hit that statue and get angry. Hellfire Skyrim wishes for a statue of his dwarf striking down a dragon. So this is historical, right? That's what you're wishing. We're recalling the historical event where Hellfire Skyrim took down the dragon. The dragon. Hellfire Skyrim. Creature. Dragon. Dragon. Action relationship is striking down. Hellfire Skyrim is striking down the dragon. The plunge of diamonds. Why does that sound like a sexual innuendo? I don't believe he killed anything. Well, the statue says otherwise. And if the statue says he killed it, well, then who's going to argue with the statue? I mean, if he killed it, he killed it. Build machine, water wheel. Needs to have the axle. Doodly doodly dee. Lots of mechanisms for this. Cocoa wood logs. I don't think I need much for the water wheel. I could try hooking up more water wheels to make it have unlimited power. But I don't think I'm actually powering that much to require the use of the water wheel. I don't think I need like a full tilt mist generator. This one seems to work kind of well anyways. I should have inverted it and made the water dump down to the sides. People can get misted. They seem to run through occasionally all right. As long as they don't get like a full 6 on them, I don't think there'll be too many issues. A 4 isn't a nuisance, but not that big of a deal. But I see that they're slowly dropping more and more things like right here. Nothing ever works right. I don't think there's a way to split the water before it does that too, is the issue. So we just have to risk it for people to get clean. Clean, happy dwarves. We're up to 27 happy and only 74 neutral about life. I don't believe we're in horny jail. No, no one has been bonked yet for being in horny jail. Don't worry. Doesn't mean you should start though. Build statue. Hellfire Skyrim. There you go. Granted, this is no. You are in horny jail. I just remembered. This is the same map where you guys started ordering all the weird tentacle frog statues. I remember. Don't say you're not in horny jail. You are all definitely in the horny jail, and you all deserve the horny jail. Now we're gonna let this go a little bit. I'm going to do the shortest of BRBs. I must. I drank water. I drank lots of water. I must relieve myself of water. Bear with me.
Now I need to think of something else to torment you with.
All right, I'm back. We need a camera. Camera. We need to see the face. That reminds me though. Which one of you was it that sent me the bonk owie dog? One of you sent me, I want to say a couple weeks ago, a Bonk Alley dog, and that stupid dog has haunted me ever since. It keeps coming up in my thoughts and in my dreams. It haunts me. So, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. This is an exceptional Bowsite statue of Hellfire. Make up your mind. This is an exceptional Bowsite statue of Hellfire Cloister Blows. The items are an rendition of the Plunge of Diamonds, an image of Hellfire Skyrim, the dwarf, and a dragon. Hellfire Skyrim is striking down the dragon. The image was commissioned by the Torrid Oris, a local dwarven government. So there you go. I've completed your hard as diamond statue that you requested. The shower's so shrunk it washes the clothes off you. Like, I guess so, because they are just dumping clothes on the ground. They're just like, oh, this rope reed vest, screw it, I guess. What I need is like a way to like somehow, if I install the minecart there, would they be dumping it in the minecart and the minecart just dump it over to the side to get out of the way so they can pick it up? Otherwise, I might have an occasional issue with this. All right, build machine, water wheel of justice. Here you go, water wheel of justice. All right, battery's booping at me. Hold on. I'm rotating through 4 batteries to give them all longer lifespans. I don't even know if that's how that works. I swear I switched the battery out before the stream too. You don't want to wear a rope reed vest? The audio, oh, there it is. I'll say the audio says it on, but I'm not hearing anything else. The music was stopped. You just made a great system for undressing doors in no time. You genius. Minecart cannon that shoots socks when we use it on the hills. I don't think it's undressing because it's barely got any clothing. Though it is kind of weird that there's clothing at all. Yeah, there's a robe, a shirt. I think what happened is, or I don't know about the damaged one, but the undamaged one, I think they were just bringing it over here for some reason. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to change this. DO. We're going to say high traffic applies to the entirety of that. All right, what if I do it like this? Oh, wait, no. DO. I know what I need to do. Take that out. High goes to here and there, but it goes around otherwise. Now the question is, this is 2. Would he pathfind around? Well, if they do, then they do. They'll figure it out. That's 1, 2, 3, and the other way is 1, 2. So I think they would skirt it as close as possible without getting in the water. That should prevent most of them from having any issues. Oh, you did that as a furniture requisition form. Yeah, no. Furniture requisition form is not for crazy minecart plans. That's rejected. I love the attempt. 10 out of 10 on that attempt. No. I am not right now trying to set up a minecart cannon. I said today's major #1 plan is to get these walls finished. Once we get the walls finished, I probably still have to then work on the roof of it, which means I need more diorite blocks, which means I need to mine more diorite. But the primary goal of success was this wall. We're gonna get this wall effing finished. Food is only cheap because you're in America. Tell that to your koala friends in Australia. I don't have any koala friends in Australia. Cheese there's like $30 per pound minimum. Well, then don't eat cheese. Like, if cheese is that, they have cows there, don't they? Why is cheese expensive there? I know they have ranches, So they have to be farming some type of animal. I'm assuming that animal has cheese. Well, no animal has cheese. I'm assuming the animal has some type of product that becomes cheese. That'd be awful to like milk cheese straight from a cow, just and it's just like a cube of cheese gets squeezed out. Ah, yes. Thank you. Definitely natural animal. I'm French. That's my only reference. Price fixing. You can milk anything with nipples. Try me. No, no, Coca Koala. I'm not going to milk a drop bear with, I think, syphilis. Is it all koalas have syphilis? Not all, but like 90% of all koalas have syphilis. Yeah, no, I ain't touching that. So this is where the stone is. Build workshop mason. Let's move the mason over here. Correction, build construction floor so I can identify it easier. I will use this to build the mason over here. Haha. This is me thinking with my noodle. Doing the noodle dance. Chlamydia, that's what it is. We have all the clams. Is chlamydia not syphilis? Cat milk cheese. Well, you know, chlamydia, syphilis, it's all the same thing. Clearly, there's absolutely no differences in diseases. All diseases are the same disease. And anyone who disagrees with me is lying. Let's get rid of all the stone. I don't need that stone stockpile. Get rid of this mason. Who is still over here? A craft dwarf. I'll leave it there for now. I don't really want to do anything with it, but whatever. Soap maker. I want to make more tallow. If there's tallow, if there's soap, you make soap. JMQ, make soap from tallow. Perpetually. Just do it. Pretty sure rice is also cheap in Australia. Rice should be cheap everywhere. There's time when you could make dwarf cheese and the internet saw totally talk about it and SJW was born. What? You can make human cheese IRL, but I don't think very many people would want to eat it. I mean, yeah. It would be possible. I guarantee you somewhere. Don't Google it. Don't give me the links. I don't genuinely need to know myself. But I guarantee you somewhere on the internet, there is something somewhere where they're selling / buying human cheese. Japan would buy it. Yeah, like there's a market. There is a market for human mammary dairy products. I'm willing to bet. These nobody's done. Good job. We got here. Social justice warriors. The movement was born right there and then. I know what the acronym is. I don't think they came from Toady One and Dwarf Cheese. I cornered the market on human cheese. Oh, good. Good. Storm here. Storm's got the human market of cheese cornered. So if anyone wants cheese, you go to him. He's got you covered in a non-creepy way. So creepy. Hey, so creepy. Let's get rid of the jeweler shop. I don't know why the jeweler shop is way over here when the jewels are over here. It makes no sense. Build workshop jewelers. Jewelers. All right, I've moved another store over there. I believe I already moved the mason over. No, I'm building the floor to move the mason over. Good. I just need to wait for everyone to haul things. What is else is still over here? Soap maker. Yeah, he's doing his thing. Mine carts, empty barrels. We've got everything mostly moved to the safe house. The library still. Oh, the water wheel. I forgot all about you. Build machine. Water wheel. Water wheel. Water wheel. It does what you want because it's a water wheel. Because it's a water wheel. Because it's a water wheel. it does what you want because it's a water wheel. 3. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. J there. That'll let me create the drain so that the water never fills up completely, so that there can be power generator from the water wheel. Cornering dangerous animals on a great idea. Just steal from the lipo clinic. End of the day, net. That's all profit. That's not cheese. What are you talking about, you sick bastard? Dead doggo, probably old age. Calling something a cheese is such an incomplete description for a Frenchman like me. It's insane. A cheese. Yeah, it's like calling something a fish. I have at least 4 different kinds of cheese in my home, if not more at all times. I have lots of cheese as well, but I'm confused by your statement. He's saying that as a Frenchman, that that a cheese is so generic that there's no such thing. You cannot just define something as a cheese in France. It is an incomplete sentence. It's like subtracting a verb from a sentence. It's like saying you just the whole base. You're missing a word if you just say cheese. In France, all things are cheese. No, that's not true. There is one thing that is not a cheese in France, and that is, God, all the birds are dying. That is the Eiffel Tower. Everyone knows the Eiffel Tower is just a gigantic Tesla coil. Heat. That's the phrase. There's hard cheese, soft cheese, blue cheese, and American cheese. You have to describe it with at least one adjective. That's all you need. True. If not, it's nom. Eiffel Tower is made of cheese. That's why it's an engineering marvel. So they want you to think it's really a cheese, right? Alapeg cheese. Eiffel Tower is not made out of cheese, else the Paris homeless people would have eaten it already. What is a keet? A keet is a baby guinea hen. It's like saying a chick for baby chicken. Stray keet. A small ground-dwelling bird. It has featherless head and eats seeds and insects. It moves about in groups. Her feathers are brown. Her skin is dark brown. Blah, 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 blah. They're baby guineas. Because you look under the animals, we have a lot of baby guineas. That's what just died off was the old generation. So I birthed a new generation to keep the eggs flowing. How dare you include American cheese in that? What are you saying? You don't like American cheese? The most recognizable of all cheese as cheese? I know whenever I grab cheese and I'm like, it's a good thing all cheese comes in individually sliced plastic packaging. It's a good thing that all cheese is school bus yellow. Are you saying you don't like that cheese? The top, the master of all cheese, the one cheese to bind all the other cheeses in the darkness? American cheese is made without bacteria, therefore it is superior. American cheese is basically plastic. She blinded me with cheese. I mean, that's just a fact. There's like there's not even a window to argue the beauty that is proper American cheese. And everyone around the world agrees on it. That's how we won World War II. Everyone was like, golly gee, war is bad. And then we were like, yeah, but what about our cheese? And the war was over. Boom. American cheese, the most peaceful of all cheeses. And on that revelation, for those of you watching on the YouTube archive, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.